This is a Generation 2 Lotus 1L2 in bronze, and about 98% of my trumpet playing in the past 21 months has been on this mouthpiece. And if that's all you came for, then thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I do want to give a little bit of background as to why I chose this mouthpiece, because obviously in order for me to continue playing on a mouthpiece, it has to be a mouthpiece that works really well for me and something that I trust using. Now, I actually about 12 or 13 months ago put together the draft of an article review that I was going to release on my website, and I just never did. I actually want to read some of my impressions from then at an earlier, riper time, and I'd like to give you guys some commentary on the things that kind of continued to hold true to me to this day. The title of this article was "Why the Lotus 1L2 Bronze is My Favorite Mouthpiece." Before we head into this unsolicited review of my mouthpiece from Lotus Trumpets, there are a couple things you should know. At the time that I write this, I am not sponsored by Lotus, and that is still true to this day, although I definitely do not oppose the idea. It should be noted that I've committed to less than half a dozen mouthpieces in my entire career. While I respect and even recommend using the best equipment for the job, I have always seen my job to be that of an all-encompassing, multi-dimensional musician, which has willed me into deliberately focusing on how the fundamental aspects of playing the trumpet apply to every style, group, medium, and genre. And I told myself that when I did switch mouthpieces, it would be to a mouthpiece that was objectively better in all aspects of my playing. I do really feel like the Lotus 102 in bronze is that mouthpiece for me, and I found it's a lot easier for me to play music with a level of versatility that's necessary to what I do for my career. And you guys know, if you've seen my multi-tracks, I play high notes, low notes, loud notes, soft notes. I play in various different styles, and I really didn't want to feel like I had to switch mouthpieces or equipment every time I did something like that. My tuning and intonation on notoriously flat notes, such as open C above the staff, has corrected to such an extent that for a while I was actually playing sharp on those pitches, after years of overcompensating to force the pitch upward in that register. That's something I completely forgot, actually. When I switched to this mouthpiece, I was actually really shocked, and I've recorded the footage somewhere, but I unfortunately haven't been able to find it. But when I went up to the C above the staff, I was actually like 20 cents sharp on that note, which was absolutely absurd to me because I had always been so flat, I felt like I had to lip it up so much. Despite the L2 cup being marketed on their website as a C cup equivalent optimized for jazz and commercial players, I have found mine to produce remarkably warm, full, and delicate characteristic sounds for classical music as well. Yeah, emphasis on delicate, and I would now add intimate. This is undoubtedly due to the nature of the bronze material I chose, which is one of the three materials, brass, bronze, or nickel, available for many of their mouthpieces. Yeah, so, and actually, let me take a moment to pull up their website. So they define opting with bronze as adding warmth and richness to tone color, holding off your normal trumpet brilliance until forte. And they also say that playing on bronze increases your note stability. Great for intimate sound, awesome, like I mentioned, cool. Intimate sound for jazz playing, they say. So I would add intimate sound for chamber playing. That has definitely been my experience. When I did the recording with Kristen of Incantation, which I just recently released on my YouTube channel, I found I was really able to play in a way that would not have been possible a couple of years ago with the mouthpiece I was playing on previously. There's just a level of intimacy and depth that is possible now that wasn't possible beforehand. Oh cool, this is really important to mention. I'm glad it's in the article. My Schilke B-1 trumpet tends to sound bright and sometimes directional when playing in ensembles. I chose a bronze mouthpiece to counteract those tendencies by adding additional warmth and depth to the sound. Not only was the difference a lot more profound than I thought it would be, I can still get that bright sizzling sound whenever I want to by turning up the heat with my volume. A trumpet playing a church hymn with nothing but a piano behind it is obviously a very different feel from playing the trumpet in a rock or heavy metal band with screaming people in a mosh pit in front of you. So that level of diversity is really fun to be able to do on the same mouthpiece and on the same trumpet. And I've found over the past couple of years, I've been able to do that. Even though I purchased a mouthpiece, it feels as though I bought a brand new professional trumpet while spending less money than I would have on a beginner trumpet. And that's one of the cool things about upgrading your mouthpiece. Changing your mouthpiece can be as impactful as changing your trumpet. So it's really important that you choose the right mouthpiece. But does that mean that I recommend everyone switch to a Lotus mouthpiece? Well, not exactly. There are two major problems with broadly recommending mouthpiece on the internet. One, every trumpet player has unique needs and preferences, and I cannot in good faith tell you to buy a piece of equipment without knowing anything about your playing, your preferences, or your performance practices, unless you're a beginner trumpet player starting an instrument for the first time. For example, as you guys know, I posted a video on 7C mouthpieces and why you should get rid of them and replace them with 5Bs. For anyone other than a beginner, it becomes less impactful to make a wide overreaching recommendation, such as you have to play the Lotus 1L2 in bronze. No, you don't have to, but I am telling you that it works really remarkably well for me, given the way that I want to sound on the trumpet. And what I have here for the second major problem is many musicians often fall into the trap of only looking to change equipment when they are struggling with sound fundamentals on their instrument. I think what I was trying to say in this specific part of the article is that when you're dealing with problems, you should first check to make sure that you are solidifying your fundamentals the way you need to in your practice. If your fundamentals aren't solid, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what trumpet or what mouthpiece you play. Now, if you are doing those things, then changing equipment can have a pretty profound benefit depending on, again, the type of music you want to play and the type of goals that you're looking for. Instead of recommending that you buy the exact mouthpiece I play on just because I like mine, I would recommend that you check out Lotus for yourself. Do your research, try out their mouthpieces, and develop your own set of experiences. What I can definitively say is that this will not be the last mouthpiece, and one day there may be a Lotus trumpet in my future. We shall find out what the future holds. So I actually did buy another mouthpiece from Lotus. It is a Flugelhorn mouthpiece. Yeah, I play on a Flugelhorn 1L. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments below and tell me what mouthpiece you play. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.